Hi, welcome to another video. In today's video, I'll be discussing about how you should write your Upwork proposals. Before diving into my screen, I'll be giving out certain rules which I often follow when writing a proposal, which is to keep it short, to the point, and slightly personalized. What I mean by keeping it personalized is that I'll often add in words or description from the job itself so that the client also knows that I have properly read their job description and I'm not just applying blindly to their job while also giving out my previous work examples. So without further ado, let's jump on to my screen. So as you can see here, this is my screen, right? In this case, we can just simply go ahead with this job, for example, in this case, right? And giving this a quick read, what the client is wanting is that they are looking for someone to build a simple tool that find horses who won on debut, right? From the Australian racing results, and that too from these particular sites, right? And so the tool should allow them to filter by trainer name, distance, class, track, right? And they want the output as an Excel or a CSV file. So what they want is a Python data scraper which should scrape all these particular, you know, columns for them or these particular data from these particular sites, right? And they want the output to be either in CSV or an Excel file whenever they run it. Since the client also doesn't want to run it in run the Python file themselves, right? They want it in the form of an app so that whenever they click any button, it will automatically run the script. So we could just simply, yeah, this would be a good example for writing out the proposal. But before writing it, we can also, there are certain things we should all check irrespective of which criteria we are in, right? You could definitely see the client history right here briefly, like as to where they are from and their time zone, like it matters because if you are from a different time zone, it might often like lead you to miss the client in case they might message you, right? And how much they have spent and how much they have hired in this case, right? So their price in this case is the fixed price, so they would obviously like someone who would be willing to do the project in this price or lower, right? Then the skills they need, which is not really important, at least for us, but for client, yes. And yes, in case if you are a new freelancer in Upwork, you should definitely apply for jobs like these which have less than 5 active proposals, right? And interviewing is 0 and no invites sent. If there are any invites sent, do not apply to those jobs. Even I, as someone who is a top rated freelancer, usually avoid jobs where a client have sent invites in this case, right? And now for finding out the client name, we can simply see from their work history, because oftentimes freelancer like to mention the client name when writing out a review. So in this case, we can see that the client's name is Mohammed Numan, right? And just to give out a brief, a quick confirmation if that's the actual name or not, we can check it from the other work related experience as well, right? In this case, I think it's definitely Mohammed Numan. So yeah, because oftentimes it's not because the freelancer might write a wrong name, but it might happen that the client in this case is a particular agency or some other person, right? So some different person might be handling the issue in this case, right? For this particular project, it often happens that one agency account is run by multiple people, so you don't actually know who you might talk to, right? So it oftentimes happen. So keeping that aside, we can go for an apply now in this case, right? And for profile selection, you can keep it general or your specialized profile. I generally keep it as a general profile, right? Since it will always mention all the works which I have done. Then by project, obviously, in this case, since it's a small amount, so $15. And for how long the project will take, it would obviously be a less than 1 month. So before jumping into the proposal, I'll give this a quick copy in this case, right? And paste it right here, since I don't, then I won't have to scroll back again and up again and again. So in this case, one more thing which we could do is that simply copy the name itself so that we can be rest assured that no spelling mistakes have been made with the client name, right? So with this Muhammad Mumin, and now since they are looking for a simple tool which will help them find horses, right, who won on debut, so we can write something like I Muhammad Mumin. So uh, an app in this case, since that's what would fit the requirements, which would allow you to gather data for trainer name, distance, right, and class, track, and with a simple click of a button for horses who won on debut from Australian racing results, right? And especially from results from the site from sites like racing.com or racing and sports, right? So that would be about it for the first two lines. Now, one more thing which you should take into account, that in you should exactly start your proposal like this, not exactly in the sense like exactly in the way I am writing, but at least in the general format, that you don't give any space, like you don't move down like here like this, because oftentimes the client will be seeing the first two lines of your proposal, right? So if you do something like this, you they would only see hi, their name, and blank rest, right? So they would just simply skip out your proposal. But if you write it like this, they would obviously see your first two lines. So they would be, yes, if it the proposal interests them, they would read the full proposal, and then they will also contact you regarding this, right? So after that, you could just simply, after you have mentioned or the words from their job description, so that it also ensures the client also gets ensured that yes, you have read their uh, job description, you could also now write in what all your experience and other things in this case, right? And I would always suggest that write as less of I's in this case, so and more of what you can offer to the client in that method. So you can all something like write it like some like this: and given my experience in scraping and building such apps, right, I can provide you exactly what you require, and that too with a quick turn around and proper updates. Not proper updates, since it would be a quick turnaround, right? And after this, you would be just simply adding in the final part, which is a call out for a call out action, right? We can have a quick Zoom call to discuss more about your requirements, right? Discuss is wrong. Discuss, right? And after this, if you have any relevant projects, you can definitely write something like I have pasted, I have mentioned, not I have mentioned, I am. Um I have listed some similar projects which I have done previously for your reference, right? And in case you are someone who is experienced, you can definitely mention something like yes, you have done exactly similar projects for your clients or in your previous work, so that also gives out a brief assurance for the client. But in case you are someone who doesn't have any work experience or any kind of client prior work done, you can definitely do something like this, but it's definitely best to have at least some work portfolio projects to showcase in this case, right? After that, you could simply just remove this part and give it a quick review so that you can check if there are any typos or not, right? In this case, I think we missed the part which gives the data out in CSV or Excel, right? Which will allow you to download data in Excel or CSV format, right? So after this, you can definitely attach certain of your work examples here as well. But since it's an app script and an app kind of a work, you definitely need something like of a GitHub link or something like that. It's always best to have links if possible, right? And definitely you can also attach attachments. I have also used this area for attachments to get certain clients, and they have also talked about with me. But I think from after you reach out at a certain point, it's always best to have links to mention where all your work is there, right? Because there's a limit of how much you can attach files in this case. And Upwork jobs, if you have done, right, you can definitely add. It only allows you to add in 4 highlights, so not really always helpful in this case. But yes, I have use this section as well. And in case of bids, it's slightly tricky, right? At most I have also used bids, but it has not really helped me a lot to get clients. I only at most bid 1 or 2 connects and not more. I have like bid I have used the bid function to bid out 10 connects or something, but it didn't really help me out that much. So instead of that, I would say instead of wasting connects and bids, I would suggest not to bid at all. Or if you want to bid, at most 1 or 2 connects, because some people all sometimes go for 10 to 20, 25 bids, something like that, right? So it's not really that much of worth to do bidding in this case. In this case, since I won't be applying for this, I will be canceling it out. But yeah, that's about it as to how you should write your proposals for Upwork, right? You can always try to experiment and see what kind of approach is always best for you, because that I also happen to always go do a quick study about my recent Upwork proposals, and based on that I also make modifications. So yes, it's not definitely required that you hard and fast follow this particular method. Any method which works out for you is definitely good, but keeping a short and to the point proposal is most of the time preferred by clients and even followed by some of the most successful freelancers as well. Thank you for watching the video, and if you'd be requiring for any of my services, you are feel free to contact me via LinkedIn or Upwork. I'll be mentioning the link down below in the description. Thank you.